Yo, what up? What up?
What's up, Q?
Not much, man. Just about to head back to the space and go check out the metaverse.
You gotta hop in the metaverse real quick, huh?
Thinking about it, man. I've been exploring that joint, and I'm liking what I'm seeing out there. There's some good stuff in there.
If we're talking metaverse, I actually got something I need to run by you.
What you got, man? It's like every time you call, you got something for me. So what you got, bro?
Since you're the dude who sold the World Star hip hop chain last year for over 100 each, I gotta ask about NFT jewelry, my friend. I'm starting to see like quite a few different like metaverse jeweler type projects where there's the generative watches, there's the chains NFT meta watches. I'm seeing all of these like crypto native brands come in and be like, we're gonna be the metaverse jewelers of the future. And I just want to kind of pick your brain when we're thinking a few years out, maybe even a decade out. Do you think the metaverse jewelers are going to be some of these like new crypto native brands, or more so like the incumbents, like the Rolexes, the Hermes, all these different existing luxury brands?
That's actually a really good question. So you remember Blade Runner, the movie?
Yeah. Which one?
The first one. In my opinion, what was interesting about that is their representation of like, you know, big brands like Coca-Cola, etc., right? What they did very fascinating was they jumped into the future and they like showed you what like, you know, this cyberpunk noir film would look like. At the same time, they kept a lot of the brands that we know. So if you go into that movie and you look at it, you have like familiarity with like a Coca-Cola, and I think even Kodak was in there, which is funny because they don't exist today. And that's my point. I think in the metaverse, you're gonna need some bigger brands to just kind of hold presence and weight there, right? Like I think even to Nike's acquisition of the sneaker company I can't pronounce, it was RFTK or something like that.
Yeah, RTFKT.
RTFKT. That's a very interesting premise, right? It's like, I would much rather buy a Nike NFT that has value than to buy an unbranded NFT that I have to learn a lot before I understand the value, right? So I'm not saying it doesn't have value, it's just that the trust and all the brand principles are there. It's like, would you buy a Rolex NFT or would you buy Rolex inspired NFT? Just personally, it's much easier for me to sell you a Rolex NFT. And then if Rolex got into NFTs, guess what? You're gonna be like, damn, they probably thought this through. Like, this is a really good brand. At the same time, you know, you could also argue that, you know, big brands never do things right and like it's always the little guys. And that's even why you have a Supreme versus Nike today. There's always room for the hype beast. But for the average consumer, they go to the brands that they know, love, and trust, and that's why Gap and Yeezy make sense.
Interesting. So you do think that they'll both coexist? I have the perspective that like the crypto native brands are what essentially get the users and make it cool. Nike saying, hey, we're opening up Nikeverse. Yeah, a lot of people are going to hop in there, but to your point, it's not necessarily the innovator like that's coming in and saying this is the future. It's more so like a current iteration that fits whatever that brand is already working on.
Right.
So I'm kind of like of the notion where, yeah, you know, an FKT, they sold out pretty quickly. We're in phase one of NFTs and they're already like, yep, yeah, we're good. We're cashing in. We're going to join Nike and do some cool shit. But I'm kind of like, dang, I wish they would have held out a little bit more, because I do think that the crypto native brands are the ones that are, you know, ultimately going to be the highest ceiling when we get into the metaverse.
That's fair. That's fair. Yo, Caldry, I actually have another call coming through, which is rare. Usually you're the only person that calls me when I'm in the car, but in this case, I am actually gonna have to jump, my guy.
All right, well, I appreciate it. You know, I'm gonna go cop me a generative watch inspired by Rolex. I'll meet you in the metaverse.
Sounds good. Take care.